Hey guys, how's it going? I feel like it's been forever since we've done one of these like pre-match streams because I'm in New York, so the West Brom game was like really, really early for me. But I'm super. I know I'm such a slacker, Jay. I'm sorry.
Mm.
um, the what was I even saying? So we're back for a Champions League game. Surprisingly not as nervous as I was for the Atletico game because I honestly didn't expect us to get past that tie. So now that we've made it, I'm just like, at least we've made it this far, but I'm sure once kickoff happens, I'm going to be like even more nervous. How are you feeling,
Yeah,
Jay?
I'm not so bad to be honest. It'll probably change in game. They're missing their two best players, so I'm a
Yeah.
bit like I know how they play, and therefore I assume Tuchel will. Like they play a lot down the wing, and they like to shoot from distance. So if you can nullify those two things, then great. Missing their two key players as well is not ideal for them, especially Oliveira, who's just been outstanding
Yeah.
in the Champions League as well. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. It's at a neutral venue as well. I'm excited to see the lineup, but yeah,
I am as well. So to give you guys some context, I actually have the stats here. So Oliveira has 5 goals in the Champions League so far this season and 12 goals and 5 assists in the Portuguese league, the Primeira Liga. And Taremi, who is also suspended, has 10 goals and 5 assists in the league. So it's going to be a massive miss for them, but it's going to be interesting, like you said, who starts because, Chelsea have been struggling to score goals. Which like attacking combination do you have like any preference for who you want to see starting?
tonight I'd have Hudson-Odoi, Havertz, and Mount.
And
It's my
so
front three.
Hudson-Odoi play, you'd have Reece James as a right
Yeah,
wing back, and then
yeah,
Hudson-Odoi.
because their strengths are a wing play, and I think Reece is a very good defender. So it's better than Hudson-Odoi getting torched because he's not really a defender.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like Werner's going to play, and I like Werner a lot. I'm one of those people that tend to sort of err on his side, but I definitely don't think he should be playing this game. I reckon Callum should. You can't not play Mason and Kai, so then I'd give it to Cal.
So who's your striker option? It's Havertz.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see. I know. I feel that's where my starting 11. We're getting a lot of calls for Giroud.
Giroud, yeah.
I had him in my starting XI because I was thinking like Reece James crosses. He has that experience, but he also hasn't played that much. So I'm like very weary about that as well because I feel like it's very difficult for players to just come into games and just like have like a masterclass, and he hasn't been playing. So maybe you go for somebody like Werner who has more game time but hasn't really been getting goals. We saw that he was like pretty influential, at least in that first goal against Atletico Madrid. The other one is like that midfield pivot as well. We know that Kante is starting. At least that's what Tuchel said. I think that Kante is on the bench.
Yeah.
But it could be my games. Who knows?
I'm absolutely distraught that Gilmore isn't going to start because I firmly, based off the performance of the weekend, Jorginho should be benched. So I would have played Gilmore, but Gilmore's not even travelled with the team, so no idea. I see a lot of people talking about Giroud as well. Like I do get it. I just think for the sort of opening 70 minutes, mobility is going to be very key, and Kai needs to be getting the minutes. Do you know what I mean? And then I'd bring Giroud on because then it's like changing style a bit, and teams sometimes don't know how to deal with it. So that for me would work because Giroud has such a good ability to be able to take the chances he gets, and when he's on for 20 minutes, he'll get one or two chances, and I trust him more than anyone in the team really to finish one chance. Do you know what I mean? So I would give it to Kai, get him to run around Pepe for a bit, and then bring on Giroud to just outfox him in the box.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, but like I always try to predict these lineups, and I have not gotten a Tuchel lineup right. With Frank Lampard, I was getting the lineup almost every week. I was on fire, and with Tuchel, I don't think I've gotten one 100%. He's just always surprising. Do you think that there's a shout for Ziyech? He played quite well in the Atletico game. He didn't. He's pretty
Oh, okay,
rested.
yeah.
He didn't play against West Brom only for what, like 30 minutes or so.
He was dreadful against West Brom.
Yeah, he was.
He was absolutely rubbish against West Brom. I
So
mean,
for most players, let's be real.
yeah, maybe. But then for me, if Kante's not going to play, right, there are two players that I would start every time, and that's Mount and Kai Havertz. So then there's sort of one position left open, depending, unless you put Hudson-Odoi as a wing back.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
something that I would like to see, and I think we've seen it like in some games, that Mason would play kind of like in that double pivot. And I think if you have like a Mason Kovacic type thing, maybe Mason isn't getting as far forward as I think he can be lethal forward as well. But I do think he can also get a job done there, and then that allows you to have an extra attacking player on the pitch as well. You could do like a Callum Havertz, Giroud, Callum Havertz, Werner, whatever you want. Put Ziyech in there. What do you think? I don't think we're going to see it, but it's something I would like to see at some point.
Yeah, maybe. I get it. I do get it. I just the way that the system seems to be at the moment, that there's not really that position free. Everything's super functional and quite rigid, because that's sort of building off stability, really, isn't he? I went for some proper like far out tactics when I wanted to, like the team that I would have played Gilmour in a single pivot and not have played Kovacic or Jorginho, because I thought they're both shocking against West Brom. But I've been met with some stubborn resistance to that.
I think Gilmour should have played versus West. I had him in my starting XI.
I said it as well.
This would be the perfect game for him. You're going to have a lot of possession. You're not going to be too troubled defensively, so I thought, But I want to see more of Billy Gilmour. I think it's like a little frustrating that he's not getting as much game time. What was the other thing that my mind is like all over the place, because I've just like switched so hard. So we have a comment from Cesar Alvarez, or Cesar Alvarez, and he says, I think we need full-on offense in this match. Start Callum instead of Reese. And I think that personally Tuchel is probably going to take more of a reserve approach, especially after conceding 5 at the weekend. Like, you do not want by any circumstances anything like that to happen again. So I do think that it's a bit more important to play defensively and hold them back, but it's also kind of like having this match, like this chemistry, because you do need that away goal as well. If you don't have that away goal, then it can really hurt you in the second leg. What do you think?
Yeah, the away goal is the most important thing. He's definitely going to play it safe.
Yeah,
you can't concede 5 goals to West Brom and then go away and try and play full out offensive. It's never going to happen. It's Champions League quarterfinal. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to be free jazz football. It's going to be quite rigid, I think. Anyway, I'm refreshing the timeline consistently to see when the lineup comes out. It's meant to come out 10 minutes ago.
What?
No, they come out an hour and 15 before.
Really? I thought it was like exactly 1 hour before kickoff.
The ones for City and Dortmund yesterday and Liverpool Real came out an hour and 15 before.
Oh, really? I don't know.
So, I reckon the double pivot will be the Georgie Kovacic.
Yeah.
I personally play Reece, but it'd be cool to see Callum there. I would love Tammy to play, like a Tammy Kai Mount front three. Oh my god, I love
that.
I love Tammy, man. He deserves it as well, because he's really very good.
Think, it's like this problem that you have, that like you're trying to incorporate somebody like Timo Werner, who has been contributing to the team but hasn't really been getting goals. Like Tuchel said, he's been getting assists, he helps with his pace, he's been winning penalties. But I do think like at some point you have to give Tammy Abraham a shot and say, okay, Tammy has been scoring goals like historically when he's been playing, and just give him a couple of run of games, because Timo Werner hasn't been scoring, and I think that he does have a lot of aspects of his game to improve still. And Tammy has played in the Premier League last season. I think that he could be decisive scoring goals. Do you think it's like weird at all that we haven't seen Tammy? Like, I know that he's been injured, but there's also been rumors that he like just wasn't picked for the bench even. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's also been some stories just about his lack of discipline that I don't know how much I can say, but I know there's been a few. Also, he's not signed a contract. So
I don't blame him for not signing the contract. I mean,
yeah, but that's the reason for lack of game time.
Yeah, that's true. I hope you guys can hear me okay. There's landscapers outside, like all around.
You can't hear the landscapers.
Oh, really? Okay, it's like really distracting me right now. So, Andrew says that the Porto lineup is out, so that means that we should see the Chelsea lineup soon.
They've got Grujic in midfield. I like that, you know.
I'm not familiar. Do you have any insight?
Grujic is on loan from Liverpool, or maybe that's permanent. I like Otavio as well. He's very fast. Marrega's a serious threat. Luis Diaz, very good with the ball at his feet. And Mbemba used to play for Newcastle. For those that remember him, Pepe is obviously Pepe. I don't know how to say the keeper's name, but I like him as well. I actually do like that team. I'm looking at the bench. Do you know Felipe Anderson, the guy that used to play for West Ham? He's on the bench for them. So is João Mario, the guy that was at Inter. I mean, it's a strong team. It's kind of exactly what you'd expect.
Yeah, still, they just put a tweet out, focus ready to go 7 minutes ago. Where's the team news, man? That's what this stream is about. Nerves are flowing now. Yeah, now that I'm like getting a big like clicky trying to see if the team news is out, I'm starting to get nervous as well. And I just want it so bad, you know? It would just be so good to get past it, but I'm a little bit nervous where the goals are going to come from. I think that's the main thing for me.
Nice. And I reckon Jorginho will score a pen. I honestly do. I said 1-0 Chelsea because Jorginho pen, and I genuinely think that's what will happen.
Oh my! I hope that
Pepe is such a nasty bastard.
If it does happen, you have like a way of predicting these things, like with the Harry Maguire goal in the international.
Yeah. I've called it loads when we've been doing like pre-match things. You can go and like look on websites to analyze like how teams ranked at certain stuff, and then you can just make predictions based off that. So that makes life easier when you know that certain teams are like good at scoring from set pieces. That's why I know that like Porto's two main strengths are long shots and wing play.
Yeah, I also have read that they're not that strong aerially, so that could be another reason to play somebody like Giroud. Question for you while we're waiting for the lineup: who do you start in that defensive three? Because I think we can agree that it's probably going to be three at the back per use. You start Thiago Silva, even though the mess up, but he has all of that Champions League experience. Do you keep Christensen in that position? Do you play Rudiger, even though he had that bust up? It seems that he didn't train, like that he didn't have like a full training, or do you put Christensen into that spot? I think that's going to be an interesting one as well.
Yeah, I would play Christensen, but I think it'll be Thiago Silva, Aspi, and Rudiger.
Yeah. Would you play Christensen for Thiago Silva, or would you play him for Rudiger out of position?
I'd play him for Aspi.
For Aspi, interesting.
Just there's no. I'm not being hypercritical, really. It's just I don't know if Aspi has. You know, he's just not as fit and mobile as he was. He's very intelligent. I love the guy to death. Like, he's absolutely a wonderful player. But I think if Thiago Silva plays, then he's going to play. Rudiger is really useful on the left, and I think Christensen's form has been better than Aspi's generally. Yeah, to maybe want it, but I have no issues with Christensen not playing. I have a soft spot for him, and I think Rudiger we actually really missed him. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, I like the shithousery that Rudiger brings. to this, just like getting in defenders' faces. He reminds me a lot of Diego Costa in that sense, like in the Atletico tie, how he was just like all up in Suarez's grill, and Suarez was just so pissed. I'm trying to refresh the page. Does it happen to you? I'm only seeing tweet from April 2nd. Like I was seeing tweets from today.
That is not happening to me.
And then they disappeared. So guys, tell me if this is happening to you as well, because I don't know where the tweets have gone. I literally saw a tweet from like 7 minutes ago, and then now it's April 2nd is my earliest one. I'm going to check on my phone as well to see if I'm going crazy. I wonder if they're like changing the lineup last second or something like that. No, yeah, they just deleted all of the tweets. Now it's 4 days ago.
The admin have been mad, recently.
Is this happening to you guys? Let me know. I need to know if you also cannot see these tweets. Because they just tweet like arriving at Sevilla or whatever. Somebody put Christian, yes, but where is Pulisic starting? I need to know this. I would actually be very surprised if he starts after coming off.
Yeah, I kind of hope he doesn't.
So they're saying not with me. What the heck? So do you see it from 4 days ago? Or are you seeing like
the Chelsea one?
Yeah, I'll show you guys. Like literally, I'm on their thing. Oh, oopsie. And it's literally like 4 days. That's it. It's really depressing. Oh, somebody said that's shameful last words. Tyrone says Jam can't see the tweets either. Okay. Glad it's just me. It's not just me.
Yeah, I can see them from today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What the heck is going on with me? Kevin says it's unfair that Werner plays almost every game with bad run of form. I think it's like very difficult, right? Because you also you want to give strikers, especially strikers, like that opportunity to get form, and you're not going to get it by just playing a game here and a game there. So I understand it, but I understand why it's frustrating as well. But I do think he's been contributing, just like not in that ways that we wanted him to. His first touch is like very disappointing. I think he needs a lot of time on the ball, and those are like things like a first touch is something that you should have like basically nailed down, I feel, especially in the League when you don't have time on the ball. But I understand why he's getting time. But it's a weird one, because if you don't give him time, then maybe he never gets there. So you want him to try to get there, but it's just managing it. Why did they block me or something? Why can I only see from 4 days ago their most recent tweets?
That would actually be so hilarious if they've blocked you.
Now it's tweets and reply. If I go to tweets and replies, I can see.
So Havertz starts. Havertz is starting. I know that. Just seen Adam's tweet.
Who said that?
Adam Newson, the Chelsea correspondent for Football London. He's just tweeted that Havertz starts.
Interesting. Check CFC Daily. It's out. Why is it? This is really weird. It's like we specifically pick this time for our match reaction based off of when the lineup is going to come out, and it's never this. What is? I wonder if there's something.
Okay, Havertz, Timo, Mount is the front three.
Havertz, Mount, Timo. Yeah. Mendy, Rudiger, Christensen, Azpilicueta.
Are you seeing Will's? Is that Will's tweet?
I'm looking at CFC Daily.
Okay, yeah, I've got it.
130,000 followers, so it seems pretty
Mendy, Azpi, Christensen, Rudiger, Georgie, Kovacic, Chilwell, Reece James, Mount, Werner, Havertz.
Okay. Interesting.
I'm going to have to listen to fucking Hajir whinge that the fact that Tammy's not.
I wasn't expecting Tammy to start. You just don't not play and then throw somebody into a Champions League quarterfinal. I wasn't expecting that at all. Interesting. No Thiago Silva. What does that say?
It says that he was pretty bad at the weekend.
It's a tough call, but I feel like Christensen has been playing really well, and you probably don't want to drop him but Thiago Silva just has so much experience. It's not. Harry goes, why is Kante not playing? He's injured. Like, he's not injured anymore, but Tuchel said in his press conference he would be on the bench because he's not ready to start a game. So we might see like a 60-minute appearance from him or something, but Tuchel already said that he's not ready to start.
Yeah, so that's... I'm not happy that Hudson-Odoi is not playing.
I wasn't expecting him to play, to be honest. He wasn't in my starting side.
Yes, that's better.
I think it's like an experience thing as well. Like Havertz and Werner have more experience in Europe.
What? No, they don't. Hudson-Odoi's won a European trophy. The other two haven't.
That's true.
Like, Timo obviously done really well with Leipzig last season, but he didn't play the semi-final because the Chelsea thing came out. He left. So he's not experienced to this level at all, and neither is Havertz. Like, Hudson-Odoi actually has more experience of that than those two.
I don't know.
So that's kind of like, and also just on merit, I don't know. I don't think Werner deserves to.
It's a weird thing. I wonder if he's been told that he has to play him or something.
Perhaps, yeah, maybe, or maybe he just thinks that it's a sign of strength from the management that they're willing to support him through his tough patch.
Yeah, he spoke like very highly about him in his pressers.
Well, that's the thing. He's got 20 goals and assists. Yeah. It's not that bad.
This season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we just all expected him to hit the ground running, and he hasn't. And
this is the thing. Most Chelsea fans don't watch the players that come in before they come in, and then they say that they do. This is honestly, it's why I want to sign Lukaku, because I watch him every week.
To take a check box off.
There you go. But he scored again. He scored again tonight. He scored again. And this is the thing, like with we should just sign Rice because everyone's watched Rice. They know how good he is.
I really hope that we do, but I don't know if they're going. It's like that thing. Well, it's the same thing with Lukaku, like signing a player that they let go, and them and the board being like, oh, it's embarrassing to re-sign for so much more than you sold them for, which I don't agree with really, but that's just what I've read, that maybe that's why they're more hesitant, at least with Rice. Oh man.
Mm-hmm. And well, you know what the thing is, there's 5 subs in the Champions League as well, yeah.
That's true. Has it come out on like the official page yet? Because I didn't even.
I don't think it has. What a shambles! See, the Chelsea admin are absolutely wrecking everyone.
It hasn't. Like, what is going on? Now my thing has refreshed in the tweets. So it goes, our bench is outrageous. Check Sky Sports. It's just weird that it hasn't been like officially announced.
To be fair though, it is like on paper that is a mental strong team.
Cesar asks, Ellie and Jay, what do you think of Bundesliga strikers? Overrated, maybe?
No.
I'll let you speak that one.
I don't think so. I think Lewandowski's the best striker in the world. He's Bundesliga. So I think Haaland's the 4th best striker in the world. He's a Bundesliga striker. I think Silva up front for Eintracht's the most underrated striker in Europe this season. And Weghorst is as well. So no, I don't think they're overrated whatsoever.
No, I think it's just like an adaptation period as well, depending on the type of player that you are. Like Timo Werner, like we knew that he needs space on the ball. We just knew this, and
it's also like he's just so used to being directly fed from one sort of avenue and playing off people, whereas Chelsea have been chopping and changing systems all season. Yeah, so it's not been that easy.
Exactly. I don't know how I feel about this team.
You don't know how you feel?
Yeah.
Why not?
I don't know. Jorginho and Kovacic had a stinker. Like, it's going to be a massive game for them. I called that they were going to start together. And hopefully they just come back and kind of try to put that game behind them and say, no, actually we had like a shit game, but I want to come back and play like the best game ever. But
that's the thing. Jorginho was an utter disgrace.
Yeah,
No, honestly, I can't remember. I cannot remember off the top of my head a worse Chelsea performance in my life. No, genuinely, that and Bakayoko against Watford were the two worst performances I can remember. Seriously,
yeah.
I would not have played him at all. But he has the opportunity tonight to redeem himself because he has been really very good.
No, I was talking to Joe Tweedy about this on my post-match game, and I was basically saying like,
Joe Tweedy.
Yeah, he's awesome. I was asking him, why did it go so badly for him? What happened? He was like, they marked him out of the game. They just marked him out, and I was like, but then why aren't other teams marking him out of a game if it's so easy to do, if West Brom have figured it out, and that's what I think is nervous. He said that there was like a midfield overload. He definitely can explain it better than I can. And they were able to like put pressure always on Jorginho, Kovacic, and they didn't have each other as like a passing outlet. And Jorginho, like under pressure, he just like collapsed. So that's something to be nervous about, I feel, because like if people just watch that West Brom game, they can totally figure it out and see how it collapsed. Even with down to 10 men, we should be playing better than that.
I mean, don't even get me started. I'm so level-headed, and that game actually, I was not particularly level-headed about it whatsoever. It was not good. The problem is that Alonso, Kovacic to some extent, Kovacic and Jorginho, their flaws when they get exposed are so overt. Like Kovacic is a box-to-box midfielder that can't defend or shoot, and Jorginho has glue on his boots. He cannot sprint anywhere. He's the most immobile guy, and Alonso is even slower. Maybe. So yeah. It's just baffling when you put some big guys on him that are just willing to be about and cause issues. They can't really deal with it. You just put two on Jorginho and it's fine. But we got to hope tonight he plays like Busquets, which he can do. But did you watch the Real Madrid game last night?
I had a stream, so I watched half of it.
Well, you look at Toni Kroos, like, just makes me so depressed that Jorginho is not that. Because I look at the expansive passing, and I know Jorginho has the ability to do that, but he just doesn't do it. It's so frustrating.
We don't see it so often.
Yeah. Kroos is like one of, if not the best central midfielder in the world, just depending on how you view things. Personally, he's maybe top 5 for me. So it's like, just look and learn, take notes. Like you can sit deep and spray the ball instead of short passes, because all the time, anyways, and just so you've got another tool in your arsenal. Yeah, is Corona not playing for Porto?
Cool.
Oh yeah, he is playing. That's a shame.
Yeah, I think it's like frustrating as well because there's like not a lot of creativity in that midfield, and I know it's not like their game, but just like whenever they get the ball, like if Kovacic gets the ball, I'm like, why are you taking a shot, even because it's always off target, and you know what I mean?
He's the worst shooter of the ball in the starting 11.
Yeah, it's like just to improve that. Like I understand that that's not necessarily part of your game, but I feel like it's like to the level where it needs to be at least a little bit better, because otherwise it's just a bit like bringing that attacking threat down. So where do you think the goals are going to come from today? Because
like I said, I think it'll be a penalty.
Jorginho penalty. All right, guys, let me know who you think is going to score, what your score predictions are. Jay said 1-0, Jorginho penalty. I'm going to go, I don't know, maybe we keep a clean sheet, but I feel like it's like that. It's like the mentality depends on how they bounce back after that 5-2 defeat. Letting 5 goals in is just too much. So, like, so it's Havertz masterclass.
I saw one of the tweets as well. One of the tweets was about Christian Pulisic.
He's not on the
Like I don't know what people expect of Pulisic. I don't reckon he'll leave. He just needs to be managed carefully, because he's made of wet paper.
I was saying this I don't remember who I was talking to about this, but I was saying like I feel like Pulisic just wants to get into the starting 11 so hard that he's like forcing himself to come back early and like trying to be like, okay, I'm fine, and then he'll get injured again. It's like, okay,
Yeah, but that's also the management have to just be like, nah.
yeah, no, of course. But I feel like that's like a part of it, and then he's not able to get consistent game time because he's just getting injured. And I feel like especially him, he's probably a player that needs consistent game time. I keep saying this, but it's just so important for players. Like you need to play consistently in like I feel like in a more or less similar position with similar attackers, and the fact that it's getting chopped and changed so much, and then not just for him but for everybody. I think that's part of the reason why it's been like more difficult for Chelsea to score goals, because it's just a different front three or front four every week, and Tuchel's trying to find like his best mix and also balance that with the amount of fixtures that Chelsea have. I don't know. I think there might be like an added pressure from him because he's the 10, like, and then Hazard comparisons. I don't know. It must be a lot to deal with. I couldn't deal with it.
Yeah, it is a lot to deal with. It is a lot to deal with.
Icon
It's
for
just,
his country representing the Premier League.
yeah, he's got a big weight on him. He's got a big weight on him. But that's even more the reason that he needs to just be taken out of the spotlight for a bit and left to recover. Like I've said this now multiple times. I don't actually want to see him play much for the rest of the season. I would just way rather him be in the gym, be training, have the preseason, and then come back next season. He'd be like a new signing.
Oh my god!
If he continues,
the news just came out on.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's. I don't even know what they're doing.
20 minutes late. It's interesting. I wonder if there was like a last minute switch. People are saying no Pulisic. He's on the bench, the subs bench, like Giroud as well. Like maybe just meant in the starting 11.
I think those lot will come on. I reckon the players that will come on will be Thiago Silva, Kante, Giroud, and I want Abraham to play so much.
Probably Giroud, Pulisic, Ziyech. Also depends how the game is going.
Pulisic is. I don't think Pulisic will play much. He'll be the last sub on, I reckon.
Yeah, I just want him to succeed so bad, man.
He will. That's the thing. You can't force him to play because it's going to just be worse. He's going to end up like Loftus-Cheek, who's just immense but like just so injury prone. You can't get anywhere. And Jack Wilshere, if that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, guys, let me know your score prediction in the comment box. Well, I was torn because Porto are without their two highest goal scorers, which is massive for Chelsea. But I feel like we have the potential to concede. I don't know. I'm good to go.
You're just nervous after West Brom, aren't you?
I am. I have that in the back of my mind. Like, maybe they can take advantage, pull us apart.
But that's the thing, though. That's why the Prem
as well. I question like the mentality to bounce back from a loss like that.
Yeah.
And that's
the thing, like the Prem. That's why the Prem said is the best league in the world, because the thing is, it's not like Chelsea was super shit. Like we beat them on all the data. It's just West Brom just played really well. Like they deserved to win as well. We were shocking and had 10 men, but they actually fully deserved to win. And that's because they stuck to a plan and played it. Like they all played 10 out of 10s, and sometimes teams do that. Like that's how Leicester won the league. It's just done it the whole season. That's why it rarely happens. It's one of those things. I don't think it's that deep, but it's not a nice feeling.
No, it's not. I just don't honestly remember the last time that Chelsea had like a massive goal score, like like for us scoring like 4 or 5 goals. Like I miss that so much.
Yeah, but think like Southampton have lost 9-0 this season. Liverpool lost 7-2. United lost 6-1. It's just been a season with weird things going on.
Lost like 5-2 to Leicester.
Yeah, City lost 5-2 to Leicester. Yeah.
Yeah, so it happens. We've joined the club. I'm going to go for 2-1 to Chelsea. I feel like there's going to be 1 goal difference, so like a 2-1 or a 1-0, but I'm a little bit more hesitant. A lot of people are saying 3 goals scored, 3-0, 3-1. Yeah, we haven't gotten that many others. But yeah, it's a nerve-wracking game. Jay, I know that you have another stream to hop on. Everybody, the Chelsea social is how do you say, like live watch party for the
Yeah, it's like a watch along, isn't it? It's like a
yeah,
watch
watch along. That's the word. So definitely make sure to check that out. Like this video, subscribe to my channel. Jay, let everybody else know where they can find you and subscribe. I have to put it in the description. I always forget when I'm creating these.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, go to the Chelsea Social YouTube channel. We're going to be live streaming through the game. Yeah, and then don't worry about following me. Go and follow the Chelsea Social, Chelsea Women's Social. Make sure you know what's going on there. And you might see me flirting about at some point. But yeah, go and follow those. But thanks for having me on, Ellie.
No, every game this is happening. You guys know this. So okay, 40 minutes. I need to make some lunch before the game, but honestly I feel too nervous to eat at this point. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll be back for a match review. Hopefully it goes well and we'll be in high spirits, but until next time, I'm out.